close-ups.
Yeah, we can't figure that out. There we go. Okay.
I don't know, maybe we can just wipe the camera a bit.
Nah, that's for chumps.
Yeah.
All right. There we go. So if anybody comments, we can actually see the comments this week, whereas opposed to last week where we saw it an hour afterwards. But anyway.
Yeah. I'm glad anyone was watching, really.
Well, yeah, so everyone can see us now. And the important part of that is that now we can plug sponsors, which we don't have any.
We don't, yeah.
But if you guys, well, let's see, if Pepsi Max want to get on board.
Perkins Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh, yeah, to get them on too.
Yeah, let's be honest, probably got less chance of getting sponsorship once they see our mugs on TV. You're not going to watch that shit.
Oh, we've all got Skull Candy on as well, so if they want to throw shit at us, we'll sell out completely. Just absolutely.
Actually, yeah, they are good earphones, aren't they?
I'm very happy.
Yeah.
So I've put it in the description here, and I hope this has worked on the live stream that's going out right about now. What we're actually doing is the reason we've been testing these live streams is because next week's Brownlow Medal night. So we thought we'd do a live podcast during Brownlow Medal because, let's face it, Channel 7 are going to fuck it up.
Yeah.
They're going to drag it out. There's going to be fucking endless highlights and self-congratulatory pats on the back, and then, Pack to the Rafters, the second series spin-off. Cross-promotion, that's the word.
The Bachelorette will be there or some bullshit.
It gets worse as they get hammered through the night as well.
I mean, there's no Favola anymore.
Yeah.
So we've got to make up for it.
Well, he's around the place. And look, Fev, if you're listening, I know you're a fan. If you want to come by, have a few frothies while we watch the Brownlow, I reckon we can do it.
I'll pay for it.
We'll probably have to clear the place out a little bit,
I don't think we do 40s frothies.
We'll put the jitsu mats down and everything, so shit doesn't get broken, especially us. But no cigar pressure points, hopefully. So,
like we said, it is about a 30-second delay, I think we calculated, or thereabouts. Yeah. But you know what? It's not like the Brownlow Medal moves that quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
So by the time you hear Judd, we've just heard, or you hear the C, we've just heard the Judd. So that's how it works. The C, Judd, and we're there. So it's just about, that's as good as live as Brownlow gets, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think we're going to hear see Judd too often.
Yeah, listen to those people commentating the Brownlow Medal anyway, are you? It's not really a commentating event, is it?
No, there's lots of highlight package, and here are the votes.
You'd rather hear us talk bollocks about what's going on.
I think that, although Gills read out the votes last year, and he was like a fucking rocket. He's getting the email, bang, 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 let's go. Have you ever watched the NRL do it?
No, actually.
They're weird the way they do. Like, it's weird compared to the AFL. The NRL, the votes are public, for starters, for the first, 15 rounds, and then they go dark.
Okay.
So you actually know who's winning up to round 12 or whenever it is. I don't know what it is. Then the Dally M, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Then when it gets to votes nights, they only count the votes that make a difference. So
really?
if you're still in contention, they'll count your votes.
Okay.
So then they'll go, all right, round 23, he got 2 votes, he got 1 vote, he wins.
And that's a bad idea.
It gets it out of the way.
And no one wants to sit there listening to 1 vote, 2 vote, 3 vote for every fucking game.
Do you reckon that's a commercial thing, or just because they have no chance of the players staying sober for 2 hours?
Imagine let's imagine the entire rugby league hammered at the same place.
It'd be like
they fight amongst their own team, let alone amongst other teams.
It'd be like a room full of Brendan Favolas who actually bench press tanks.
Who could actually fight.
I've heard a few people that have gone to Brownlow, so you get all the nice meal and everything's all done out of the way early, and then it's right, slow down, and you just got to pace yourself to try and make it all the way through.
When I was working at Crown, on the back of house to get to the mahogany room, you actually go past what do they call it, the Palladium, and back of house you go past the green room. And so you'll get a break every hour.
You see all the coke and everything.
You'll just see all the people backstage just fucking hammered. And every break, you'll see the same person just get more and more hammered. It's pretty funny.
That's a ticket.
Yeah.
So we're going to give it a try. We'll figure out how we can watch it and not get sued. But I figure if we do get sued, that's a win anyway.
Yeah, it's kind of a win-win, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, like Rocky said, sue me for what? I ain't got fuck all.
Yeah. Sue me for what? Yeah. Anyway, you want to talk about footy?
Yeah. All right, let's get on to
it. Friday night, it was, I don't know, did people get too caught up in Adelaide hype?
Yes.
Let's face it, they were blown away in the first quarter. It was over.
Everyone loves a story.
It was.
And look, Adelaide knocked off the Bulldogs, who were the other fairy tale. Look, if teams had more off-field distractions than Adelaide Crows, then
Yeah.
probably Essendon, but
Or West Coast from years ago.
that wasn't a distraction. That helped them
Yeah, that's probably true.
get
Yeah.
on the gear.
Even Essendon pales in comparison.
Well, yeah.
Even
Gone
3
wrong.
years worth. It's not the same. It's not even the
Yeah.
same ballpark.
And also, people looked at against the Bulldogs, and the Bulldogs had a fantastic season and overachieved what everyone thought they'd do, except me. I had them in the 8, I'm pretty sure. I don't have any facts for that. I'm just assuming because I'm like.
You
smart
keep
and shit.
talking. Turns out I can actually look it up.
Yeah,
Keep
so
going.
we do have those facts. To be honest,
keep going.
in fact, we do have some facts.
Oh shit!
We've got a few. I think the scary thing. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, but everything Adelaide did well against the Western Bulldogs, they did poorly against Hawthorn. And one of the big difference that they harped on about all week was Taylor Walker, his ability to, all right, lads, we're going to take this, and the last few minutes, just cool head, best option, and
To be
kick
fair,
it
he's
straight.
done it once.
Yeah, but it was fantastic.
Yeah.
We'll go through this, I think, at the end. I've just pulled up where our ladder predictors.
Yep, and I was
are
actually
going,
wrong.
so
I didn't have
we'll
them
do
yet,
that.
so...
See,
Never
I
mind, you can claim it.
I think the scary thing for this game was that it looked like Adelaide were actually really trying, and I don't think they were doing too much wrong as opposed to Hawthorn just cutting off everything that they were trying to do attack-wise.
I said it looked a lot like a mirror image of last week's game with Hawthorn and West Coast, where West Coast were on,
Yeah.
and Hawthorn were just fumbles and silly mistakes. Adelaide did a little bit the same. I mean, the first goal was a turnover from kicking out from a point,
Yeah.
which is exactly what happened the week before. They didn't get their hands on the ball, and once Hawthorn did, they were ruthless and that was close to their best.
Yeah. And what they get, they put away 8 goals in the first quarter or something like that.
8-2, and I think 2 hit the post.
You can't give that up in sort of any AFL game, let alone a final.
No.
It puts so much pressure to get back in the last 3 quarters.
Well, the thing is, too, their closing speed was up another notch. I don't remember seeing any Adelaide player, midfielder, back, forward, having time to look and choose an option. They just had to look for an option, and they had to take
Just
that.
get rid of
Yeah.
it.
And
Yeah.
they have that talk about an aging list, so it's good to see them come out and do something like that against a pumped-up Crows team.
You saw that it obviously got to them when Hodge kicked that first goal. It was like he
Yeah.
kicked 100.
Yeah.
Every player came around. So
Yeah.
it was obvious that was their message that, we're up for this one, let's go. And
They got a bit sick of it after the 4th goal or something. That's what you keep saying.
it started to get a bit long in the tooth. But you say 8 goals in the first quarter. I think 8 goals 2 was the Hawthorn finals record for a quarter.
All right.
Equaled it, which the last time they did it was 89 grand final.
Oh, there you go.
In the first quarter. So, yeah, it was a big one. Eddie Betts, the hero last week, when he kicked 5 against the Bulldogs, had 4 kicks on the night,
Yep.
and had to go into the midfield to get them.
Well-
I thought was a good move by Campione.
Yes.
Yeah. What I think was that the Hawks, obviously, they've got the depth to be able to cover players who are not fringe players, but playing pockets, and generally playing free roaming roles.
Yeah.
But whereas originally you'd tag like Sloan or Dangerfield or players like them, but Hawthorn have got enough of a spread of a team that they can tell someone, all right, you got to pick up this guy, and then we'll swap him over with another guy next quarter. And
Well, it's not...
yeah.
Who has 0 goals from 3 kicks. It's not a bad fucking effort.
Do you reckon it's an advantage having Cyril in your team? He plays a same
Yes,
role.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's an advantage.
You just say, all right, Cyril, where the fuck do we stop you? All right, do that to Eddie.
Yeah, yeah. I guess
solved.
so. All year you get to practice on somebody.
Yep. I reckon it's just like you can tell where like a good cricket team always has the best bowlers because your batters face them in the
Face them.
net every day.
Well, that's why Ponting and Langer and Hayden said our averages were pretty good because we
Yeah.
never faced McGrath or Ward.
Exactly. Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah. But yeah, bets. Back to bets.
Yeah. So I thought it was a bit unfortunate for him after having an All-Australian season.
Yeah.
And the All-Australian gets named, I think, tomorrow night or Wednesday night.
Yep.
And he's a certainty for that.
He was absolutely starved opportunity, which is what you have to do to a player like that.
Yep.
And I think it was in the second quarter, and they said he's finally got his first possession, holding the ball.
Yeah, that's right.
It's
That's
like
too.
when it's not your night, those things just happen.
Yeah, yeah. But it was interesting to see all the Crows fans come over and finally go home disappointed. It's always great to see. And all the big beat up 6 buses coming over or some shit.
Seven, I heard.
Yeah, I think there were 10 went home.
Yeah,
Yeah, and,
they had one spare seat on the team bus as well.
Yeah, 1 bus for Dangerfield shit though, so they just left it down here.
Actually, I thought Sam Jacobs, he had as good a night as you can have in a losing game. I know a bit's been said about him, but I still think he's underrated compared to where he is. I mean, he's an excellent ruckman, and if we're in a season without Goldstein, Sandlands, and Nat Nui,
Yeah.
who are probably, if you're talking about best ruckman of the modern era, those names are going to be mentioned at some stage.
Yeah, you had Dean Cox.
Speaking of
yeah,
names that
and that's
mentioned,
pretty much it.
Who the fuck's Rory Laird?
Rory Laird, yeah. Second or third year player. He's the one I reckon looks like Danny Green's love child.
Ah, okay.
If I was Danny Green's missus, I'd be asking how many fights he's had in Adelaide. Don't know if Rory's from Adelaide, but that's where he is at the minute.
Oh, well.
Yeah,
I'm sure Danny's been around.
I tell you what, he's a sneaky for back pocket for All Australian.
Yeah.
He's had a lot of touches, but he floated around the forward line, and unfortunately, small forwards like Bruce kicked 6.
Yeah.
Not that he was on Bruce all night; he was on him for 1 or 2 of those goals.
You got the fuck off of that.
But I mean, when your team's getting done by 12 goals, it's hard to have a good game as a backman.
Yeah, you're not really getting that sort of extra adrenaline boost from being a close contest.
But yeah, he's had a really good year, and he's going to be a real tough nut going forward. I like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a fair odd career.
Yeah.
And he's still in the best 6.
Yeah.
Best 6 at Hawthorn in the minute.
Yep.
Coming
That's
up to
the funny thing, because I always thought Peter was the more exciting player and more
he
interesting
was,
to watch.
Yeah, he
Different
was.
roles.
But I mean, he retired, obviously 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So both of them played in the 04 Premiership for Port.
Oh, yeah.
And Peter was definitely the better player then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of years he's senior, obviously.
Well, you got the most out of him, just like Stewie Jew. Don't do good with their recycle players.
It's funny players like Burgoyne, because now I think of him as a Hawthorn player.
Yeah, yeah.
I think he's about even on games,
Yep.
but 2 flags here and 1 flag
That's
there.
kind of funny, because whenever I think of Darren Jarman, I think Crows.
Crows, absolutely,
100%.
Yeah,
What's
he
the
played
Crows uniform?
well for the same reason. Played 2 flags there, 1 flag at Hawthorn.
Well, yeah, some players change teams, and you change your view of them. Like like you were saying, when Dangerfield goes to Geelong, they're going to just make him a naturalised Geelong boy. He's going to be a cat.
Well, they're already cheering him in round.
that
Was
was
it round 23 or whatever?
As opposed to Josh Gibson, who went to Hawthorn, now he's a cunt.
But not David Hale. Like,
No, I like David Hale.
to be fair, I think we did grab David Hale for North Ballarat, not North Melbourne.
Poor bastard.
He could be interesting, David Hale, if he. I think if Segler played in the VFL on the weekend, if he did, he might be pushing Hale out of the team. But Segler had gastro and couldn't play in the VFL.
Yep. Yeah, Segler's sort of hit a bit of form, but also he's got that good sort of public acclamation behind him, if that makes sense.
You're thinking Spanger.
Oh, yes, sorry. No,
How can you mistake the
I
Jesus?
was thinking the other one that was out for a bit. Fuck, what's his name?
White-
McAvoy?
Isaac Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was thinking
Well, he looked free.
Yeah.
He ran very well all night compared to the previous week,
Yeah.
where it looked like he shouldn't be playing.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. I thought they still might give him 1 little week rest, but turned out for the best.
It turned out, but he had a lot of run kicks, some nice
Yeah.
goals, I think, too. But I mean, everybody got on the goals. For Adelaide, like Dangerfield, clearly the best.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
thought. And I thought, Scotty Thompson copped a bit of flack online. They reckoned he's wasting the ball a bit. Maybe it's right, but I thought he was doing a lot of good stuff around the back of the packs.
Yeah.
It's trying to be a general, which is, the kind of game he plays.
Yeah, and I think with people like Dangerfield and Thompson, they're those sort of players that they don't need to rely on the rest of the team to get their possessions or to do things. They're the ones that get in there and get under and sort of make the most of it. Which, you need those players and the other ones as well to make a team. But I think that's one of those things that they'll really miss if he gets out of there, because you look at who's going to go in and do that dirty work, and they're a bit slim.
Yeah,
There's
especially-
pickings in the
They've
Crows.
got some skill, but not many
They got
hard ball
plenty of skill.
getters.
They haven't got the toughness behind it, I think.
Well, I think if Adelaide, obviously their season's wrapped up now, and look, it's looking pretty good that Dangerfield's gone.
Yeah.
I think that they might actually take a step back next year, because all their, they've got Taylor Walker and Eddie Betts obviously up forward,
Yeah.
but I think their best players are still 21, 22.
Yeah.
So they've got sort of 2 years before they're really hitting their straps.
Yeah.
And also with a new coach coming in, not a lot of brand new coaches get success. If they do, it's because the previous one built it. But the new coach will have time for success, if you get what I mean.
I think so.
Yeah.
Like whoever comes in isn't going to be expected to win a flag next
I
year.
don't know, man. That Adelaide media is pretty fucking brutal. You live there, man. You should know. They will turn like a motherfucker.
In a 2-horse town.
Yeah.
And they love
They
to turn.
love it. They're like the English.
I think that'll be, as long as they win the showdowns and finish above Port, all will be forgiven.
Well, I don't
It's
know.
just a matter of what else they got to talk about, really.
Yep.
They got nothing else to talk about. Fuck it. Let's go to the coach.
I wonder how brutal they were this year with Port. I think they were still
Pretty brutal, actually.
Yeah, but I think they're still in a little bit of the honeymoon stage with Hinkley.
Yeah.
Still in love with him.
Yeah. No. Patience isn't a key factor amongst AFL supporters generally. So, I mean, they'll love you when you're doing good, but
they'll
next
sack the
season,
coach when
it's a
you're
long way
struggling.
away. Yeah.
Or when you're doing well. They'll just sack coaches. Back to Hale. How many hit-outs did Hale get? I think he only had...
Fuck all.
Yeah, he had 3, 4?
Four hit-outs.
So
4 kicks, 4
he
hit-outs.
did get subbed off. But he's been subbed off twice, hasn't
I think he got subbed off the week before as well.
Yeah.
Pretty shit if you get subbed off twice
I mean,
in a match.
he plays a role, but if Hawthorn recruit well, and everything says they will, he could be on the scrap heap next year.
Well, I think he's 30 anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that Hawthorn have signed up just about everybody except for Hale and Lake. I think that sort of tells you what's going on.
No coincidence there, I think.
I think he's only 30 or he might be 31, Hale.
He looks 50.
Yeah, he does.
He does, doesn't he?
I saw some
Yeah.
old footage of the 2012 final against Hawthorn and Adelaide, and he's got the full head of hair.
Jesus.
Well, and I say full head of hair. Yeah, a bit iffy. It was a good move to go the razor. I
Yeah.
think.
Well, jump before you pushed, which might be the theme of the next few weeks for him.
What did you think of the deliberate out of bounds on the night? There was about 3 or 4 called.
Fuck me. Look, one thing I love that is happening now is you're getting more players becoming umpires.
Yes, yeah, wrote
Because any player would see that and go, what the fuck is going on? Like, granted, no other sport in the world you expect umpires to be mind readers. Like, it's the intention rather than the action that they pay that free kick for.
Yeah.
But sometimes you're like, all right, it bounced 4 times and happened to fall over. How can you say, no, you definitely meant that? Fuck you if you definitely meant that and it did that.
That's a skill.
Well played.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. It's kind of like when I used to do roulette and people would say, I can pick a number, I can get you, I can land in whatever number. And you're like, no, you fucking can't.
No.
If you do it, like, you may be able to get into section,
Yeah.
but you can't account for a bounce. You got no chance. So if you get it, luck, really.
I'd like to see a 40-meter rule.
Yeah.
Like, if you go forwards 40 metres, not sideways, but if you advance the ball forward 40 metres, I don't care how deliberate it is.
Yeah.
You've advantaged your team, that's good enough.
See, I think like padded walls. Kind of like ice hockey.
Bounce it back in.
Just fuck. If you're against the default wall, not a safe place to be.
Hodgie approves.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm pushing strong for that one for next season.
It was
Football in the round.
Football in your what?
In the round.
Oh, okay.
That could work.
Yep.
Just have perspex force fields or some bullshit.
Yeah, you have your big fans or whatever. Just blow the ball back in.
Hey, I had a plan for that.
play it on top of that fucking hotel in Dubai.
Yeah.
It's off the side. See, especially, and if it's wet, slide off,
Yeah.
back into the middle.
Actually, those little hand fans.
Yeah.
I wonder if you get like 30,000 people at one end all blowing it, whether that would create enough effect to actually have a breeze in Etihad.
Now, didn't we say that North Melbourne were going to try this, but the problem was they couldn't find 30,000 supporters?
Or fans, or just stuff, or money. So we didn't have the resources, the stock, or the people. So apart from that, the plan was a go.
Just have faith, man.
Or
Get you through everything.
you can have James Brayshaw at one end. He's got pretty much a lot of hot wind. You could
Depends which way he's facing.
yeah, same for him. I
Yeah.
reckon. So what else came out of this game? Like I said, with Ben Stratton, Ryan Showmakers, I thought did all right. He's got called in because Jack Gunston's injured.
Yeah.
But I was watching the VFL on Saturday, and it looked like it is funny when a player gets injured and they have the official club response, and through the
Doc Larkins, he's broken his back. He's
not-
fucked.
Doc Larkin shouldn't be official nothing.
He would have put down 4 players this season. He's like, nah, never walk again.
I tell you
Crack.
what, thank God he isn't in racing.
He's not hand and foot.
When they have the controlled press conferences and media releases and everything goes through the filter, and you get nothing. You get nothing out of it. But at the VFL, it looked like they just had a quiet word to the medicos, and they've gone, yeah, he's right, don't worry about it. They go, yep, he's a certainty. You reckon some of the medicos gone, oh, shit. Did he have a microphone? But it's going to be a shame if he does miss out this week on another prelim, because he's been dropped, I think, twice in the finals during premiership years.
Yep. And generally, if you don't play the prelims, it's really hard to get back into that squad.
Do you reckon for Adelaide, Riley Knight, do you reckon He's got a contract next year. Hits it, whatever. The ball seemed to deviate minutely, but the umpire called a goal.
The umpire called a goal.
And then the review overturned it. Now, as far as I've been told, and I've looked this up, so it's actually true.
Shit.
I did fucking
There we
research
go.
this bullshit.
Oh my god.
I didn't just take Bruce McAvaney's word for it, which I probably should have.
He's a
But,
big fan of ours anyway.
Absolutely, thanks, Bruce. But you can't overrule the umpire unless it is overwhelmingly obvious. Like, you have to be able to say, no, umpire, you are wrong, and I have proof. And,
So you got to be a cunt.
well, to get your first goal in a late call-up in a final, geez, it'd be the sort of thing where you would have gone to sleep last night just not hoping anyone gets injured, but hoping it would happen. And sure enough, bang.
No, you wouldn't have even thought there was a chance he was playing.
Especially not,
Not
for
even a
Tarrant.
chance. But he was all about it too. I didn't believe it was his first goal when it was happening.
Yeah.
No.
And everyone was all around him. It's a nice shot too. You know, a bit of a snap from 30 odd out or whatever it was.
Yeah, not bad for a young lad. Especially one who spends all his time in the back.
Yeah, in the back lines. Yeah. It
We're
was
back, are we?
Yeah, I think we're back on the stream. Who knows?
I just sent out a tweet saying it's trying to fix it. Anyway,
What's that say? Do you have a My Free campsite? No, not yet.
not
Yeah.
yet, but I like where you're going with this.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. It was a scrappy game though, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Not helped. I'm loath to blame umpiring, but geez, there was a lot of free kicks paid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a hell of a lot of free kicks
Well, I
paid.
think, let me look. The first 4 Sydney goals were from free kicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, a couple of them were there.
2 of them were there, 2 weren't.
And the thing is, with any game of football, I'd rather complain about the free kicks that weren't given as
Yep.
opposed to ones that were.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just want to see it freed up.
Oh, yeah, especially
Let
after
them go.
last week. All we heard was complaints about free kick not given. Dad's still going on about it.
He's got another 12 months out of that
Except
one,
for that
surely.
game.
20 to 27. I think it was like,
I think it was like 18-7 at the half.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But it was just so
I
many
say
of them.
think, I actually know because I looked it up. Because I was pissed off at the time.
I know that Sydney only got 2 free kicks in the second half, but that's the way it goes. Nicky Dow, I thought he had another good game in game number 299.
Had a great game. And him and Higgins have sort of been those good mature age recruits and ended up at the North and making all the difference, especially
And again,
with leadership down there.
Higgins, Del
job.
Santo, Wade, all did
reckon.
their job.
Did his
Fucking
job.
oath.
That mark he had over the back of, I can't remember who it was now, when he was just too tall. And I think it was Higgins and the City player in the goal square sort of jostling, and he just reaches over the
Yeah.
top, plucks it, and it's just like, fuck.
It could have been Rampy, now that I think
it
about
was
but
Rampy,
it might be
actually.
wrong. But you got to ask, how do you get a 2-on-1 in the goal square when the ball's down
Yeah.
there as well?
I think it was a quick turnover at the half-back line, but again, I could be wrong.
So it says Waite's lazy then.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It wasn't following his man.
The other thing is, it's good to see that the Carlton Youth Development Program's paying dividends. Just not for Carlton.
Said last week, how good is it? Oh, Carlton players
great.
everywhere.
It's great, except for
Killing 'em.
Richmond.
So you see Cruiser will have a smashing season next year if anyone picks him up.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah,
He'd probably end up staying, but
get on to trades at the end of this. But the other thing, I thought Ben Cunnington had one of his best games of his career.
Yep.
He actually looked dangerous around the ground a lot. Real ferocious attack on the ball too.
well,
Yeah.
he's often like that. He just sort of gets missed a bit because
Yes.
he's like the 10th best bald midfielder.
There's a few going around.
Yeah. I just sort of think, no, there's another couple.
Just to hang on the retired? Or
Gary Ablett's still
so-
on the list, so he's definitely in it.
So Juddy's retired, so he's moved up to 9th.
Yeah, I was going to say, Chapman retired this year as well, didn't he? So
Yeah,
So I got
he's
10.
more of a forward, I'd say. But anyway,
true.
But Benny Jacobs got the job on Hanbury. Went to
Did
Kennedy
all right.
initially.
We'll never have a bald head.
Got a fucking meathead. But I thought he did spectacular. I mean, he held Hanbury to 20.
yeah, 20, but 6 kicks.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
a lot of those 14 hand passes were sort of give.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Their hand
Occupying.
passes under duress.
They included the warm-up.
There was one play on the near side wing where there's a couple of players on the ground trying to fight for the ball.
Yeah.
And you saw Hanbury was there waiting for the receive, and the ball had actually snuck out between somebody's legs. Jacobs ran right past the ball, straight to Hanbury. Went,
yeah,
my job's right
he
here.
did his fucking job.
He could have bent down to pick up the ball, but he went, nope, that's not my job.
And you know what? If you're Brad Scott, you get a little less angry. I don't think he'd ever be happy.
No,
I did
let's
see him
not get that
smile
far.
at half time.
Probably give him a part-time job.
He gets
get the ball.
mildly less angry.
I think he saw him smile at full time. I don't think he smiled at half time.
But
No way.
that and Gibson, who's been, he's had some spud moments.
He's a whipping boy, would you say?
Yeah. Now that Jacobs is doing well and Garner hits and misses, but it's got to be, if you get a tag roll and the player you're tagging gets subbed, that's got to be a win.
That's not a bad effort at all.
Especially when it's a guy like Jetta, who, at his best, he tears games up.
At a stinker.
At his worst, he gets subbed off.
Yep.
So that's a big scout for a bloke who is either brilliant or shit, depending on what weather's like or something.
Speaking of brilliant or shit, I thought Lockie Hansen was the worst player for North Melbourne last week, and he was serviceable this week. That's a start.
Yeah.
Well, the main thing he brings is intercept marks.
Yeah.
5 marks, all intercept marks, and that's 5 potential goals.
Saved, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, a lot of his kicks are just, shit, I've got to get rid of this fucking thing, and smacks it. I think he had 2 out of bounds on the full. But
Yeah, a lot of those are under pressure type of stuff.
yeah,
That's going
and
to happen.
look, if you've got the choice of holding the ball 35 metres out, or they've got a free kick 80 metres out, shit, you're going to take the 80 metres out on the boundary.
Well, unless you take the 81 and give him a 50-metre penalty, like happened a fair few times. But no, you're not going to make it from there, mate. Just come down here.
Come a little bit
Go for a
closer,
walk.
son.
But, again, Boomer had a fairly quiet one, but
He was well tagged by Benny McGlynn, which I thought was a weird move. I don't know how often Benny McGlynn has been used as a tagger.
Yep.
yeah.
But you got to say, did all right.
Yeah.
I mean, he had 1 lapse in concentration, and Boomer gets a goal.
And one of those things about it is that I think if you put someone like that on Boomer, you're forcing him to be responsible when it gets turned over.
Yeah.
I think that's a way to get him out of the game. Didn't work, but hey, you've got to try.
And I think we're safe to say he's the first 408th gamer to be tagged.
Yeah.
Not a bad effort.
Far out. But another good thing to see Kane Turner back in the game. Honestly, I was kind of hoping they wouldn't play him.
Yeah.
Just because he took a fucking big knock.
Speaking of big knocks, fucking big one between Gary Rowan and Drew Petrie.
Oh, shit, yes.
Jesus.
It's one of those things where, to me, that's hard football. When you're making the...
What do you mean to me?
Well, some people say...
I'm pretty sure to everybody.
No, some people say, look, you need to punch people, you need to fucking headbutt and kick them in
Nobody
the
says
arse.
that. Jim Ross might.
Have you not seen Big Footy?
Have you not been to Collingwood?
No.
Jump on Big Footy forums. Everyone wants to smash everyone.
That's not a good piece of advice for anyone
I was
at
looking for
any
my
time.
scenario.
But
I just set up my own joke, didn't I?
That's fair enough.
Yeah, why not?
set a pen.
That's what you guys are here for.
You've got 2 blokes who are going flat out for the ball. Petrie managed to sort of turn his body a little bit, so took contact on his shoulder and back of his head a bit. But
Back of his head a bit, it was piss and blood.
Yeah.
well, scalp
I think he got
wounds
some teeth
tend
through
to
his
do
skull.
that. But
How does your brain taste?
yeah, they were talking about a broken jaw at one stage. I think Doc Larkin said,
yeah.
said his head had come off.
I saw the photo of Gary Rowan it was, who hit him. He couldn't open his left eye.
Really?
It was
Oh,
just
yeah.
swollen
Busted
shut. It
up.
looked like Josh Koscheck.
They're the things that you're proud of, though, because you can make up great stories for how it happened, unless you're playing on national TV.
Yeah. Well, your story's not going to be much better.
Yeah.
I mean, any
Well, how'd
story.
that happen? I killed ISIS. Just me.
What I was impressed with was Petrie still managed to hang on to the ball. Like,
Yeah,
it's his fucking mark.
Yeah, he fucking drops about 8 different marks during the game, and
Not
that
this one.
one.
Tell you what,
No,
wide receiver
having it.
material. Wide receiver material. Anyone San Fran?
But Gary Rowan, running back, a bloke that's had a lot of knocks,
Yeah.
and obviously smashed his leg that time too, which
Yeah.
was against North. So he's had a few head knocks this year as well. It just goes to show the type of player he is. He's just like, nah, I'm going for it.
Yeah.
It's your turn, you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And his mate Jed Lamb, who now plays at GWS, took the nice snap,
Yeah.
in the hospital to make sure he's still got his modelling contract. So it's good to see he's getting support.
It's been a few unusual situation with a few bandwagon jumpers, which means that North Melbourne now
Talking
has...
about us Hawks are going to win. Full stop.
North have got more supporters than ever before. But
Which, to be honest, low threshold.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, as great a win as it was, geez, you put Sydney's outs in, it makes it a 10 times harder opposition. Like just having Buddy Franklin in, all of a sudden Tippett doesn't need to spend half the time in the ruck.
Yeah, they say that it's a poor coach that blames injuries and it's squads that wins. But look, I think any team you'd hope that if you take let's say 3 players out, you can recover them.
Yep.
But they had 3 of their best 4 players out,
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned,
Yep.
in Jack, Parker and Franklin.
Yep.
Look, I think only Josh Kennedy has an argument to be in the top 4 amongst those guys.
Hanbury.
I'd put Hanbury 5th after those.
Yeah.
That's not bad when you've got 3 of your top 4 are missing. So I think that the excuse that injuries caught up with us, fair enough.
Yeah.
Is valid. But again, list management is part of finals. Like if you,
But not the
No.
3 of the top 4.
it's tough. But you look back, every team's had that
Injuries,
sort of story.
Yeah.
You know, you get top players go down, and you think, "Fuck, look, big one's Gary Ablett, obviously.
Yeah.
With him in your side,
I think he is the top 4 when it comes to
exactly.
Gold Coast.
But the thing is, if you didn't have these variables in the game, then the out and
What's
out
the
best
point?
team would win every year.
Yeah.
So why bother?
You may just play it on paper.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm all for injuries and teams doing shit so Richmond can win.
Bullshit. I remember playing Football Manager,
Yeah.
like the soccer game, and then you get your best players injured, like fucking bullshit.
Reset.
Or download a trainer, fucking fix him right up. May as well up his striking a bit too. Fit, you're a fucking superstar now.
They've been struck with it a little bit, poor old Swannies this year. Isaac Heaney was really, really quiet in the loss against Freo. I thought he showed a little bit more, but still struggled with finals footy for a first-year player. And I think he got the best first-year player award from the AFL
PA.
Players Association.
I think so.
I think it was a Players Association, yeah.
Definitely
Best
his name in
first-year player. He's going to be a gun
Yeah.
when he gets a few. It's almost good that he's had this lull in finals because
Yeah.
now it's got, mate, remember last time? Now you got something to work on.
Exactly.
And they're going to play finals next year.
He seems like a good, hard-working, nice young lad too. Unlike Jesse Hogan.
Who ignored you in the
Fuck that guy.
gave you the cold shoulder at the,
Yeah.
Bloody oath.
at the
thing
supermarket.
is, you want these good young players, I think, to experience that adversity
Yep.
when they're younger, because the benefits you get from that sort of exponentially increase across the period of your career. And so, for someone like that, I think he could actually be the best young gun out there, but he's in a team that's full of stars, where you've got Cripps and you've got Hogan, who are in teams that aren't doing so good. It's a lot harder to get that game
Aren't
time
playing
and
finals,
stand
yeah.
out. Yeah.
Well,
So,
if adversity makes players better, just trade him to Carlton for a season, and he'll get all the adversity ever fucking needs. In fact, maybe they should do that. Just loan him out for a season. He comes back, he's like, mate, I'll play for nothing. Fuck it. Don't send me back there.
It was also the last game for Reece Shaw.
Yeah.
And I think it's fair to say a player that got the absolute best out of himself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, definitely.
And this year he wasn't a bad player. He was earning his spot in the side. He wasn't holding anybody out.
Yeah, yeah.
Or sorry, they weren't putting him ahead of anybody just for the sake of it.
Yeah.
Certainly earned his spot. So
Yep.
for a team that finished in the top 4 to be able to do that at his age is pretty good.
Yeah, I think his effort across the half back line throughout his career was really good. He's just really got to widen his eyes and switching the play up.
Yeah.
Just want to get widen your eyes in there.
Yeah. Good. Widen your eyes.
Widen your eyes.
Why not?
It's,
Oh shit. All right, you keep talking. I've got to fix up this.
What happened?
battery's dead.
Oh shit! What happened?
But, other thing too, Shaw and Goods both are retiring. Goods after the match.
Yep.
Goods got a fine for, trying to kick Thompson in the knee.
Yeah, I saw that today.
him in the
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, honestly, it looked pretty bad at the time.
Yeah.
But I mean, what are you going to do? Suspend him?
Say to Lindsay Thomas's, you know what I mean? Looked bad at the time, but you go through it. It's not. Not
But like,
Yeah, Lindsay Thomas is almost exactly the same.
yeah, right.
I thought it was very good from the MRP to give him a fine because that's all it deserved. But it means that they're judging it on its merits.
Yep.
Because
dangerous precedent.
Yeah, it's good that they didn't go, all right, it's his last game. He's had a rough year with everything that's going on. Let's we can
Yeah.
about it. They said, look, it's worth a fine. That's all it's worth. We're not going to give him a game, so that it means nothing. It was worth a fine, and that's what he got. So I think it was good.
The thing is, too, comparing it to the Lindsay Thomas thing, the difference in the reactions of the other player, like when it's something, I wouldn't call Lindsay Thomas as incidental. It was fucking stupid.
Kicked him in the chest.
Yeah, but there was no injury. He wouldn't even have a bruise from it.
I think Dylan Grimes nearly got whiplash.
Well, yeah, that's what he
Throwing
throws his head back. Whereas with Thompson, gets kicked towards and he fires right up. He's trying to pick him up. And the funny part is he picked Goods up off the ground and then got separated. Kane Turner threw Adam Goods to the ground.
Let's say Adam Goods was off balance, just to give him the benefit of the doubt that Kane Turner did throw him to the ground.
Now, our good mate Malcolm Bangs, who'll be listening to this because North Melbourne won, mate, if you had anything to do with teaching Kane Turner to do that throw, put your fucking hand up, mate. You have given him
micro membership,
a lifetime of experience in very small period of time, because that was as good as you'll ever see.
Let's put it this way: I don't think Kane Turner's going to throw anybody else to the ground the rest of his life.
Not for lack of trying, though. Fuck his little terrier. He shapes up to everything.
That probably explains why you're trying to get him back in the squad ASAP.
He's got that.
Not taking a backward step.
Yeah, he's got that.
Shin bone
no
spirit.
fear. No fear at all.
He might be an absolute psychopath. He just doesn't realise that this ain't PlayStation.
Now, for anybody that has criticism of Adam Goods, I've heard a lot of people say, it's all about me kind of stuff. The fact he knew, I think, halfway through this year, this was his last go round.
Yeah.
And when it came to the end of the game, he just said, "Look, I just want to wait till we're inside, go to the boys. Boys, I'm done."
It's done, yeah.
That was it. He didn't even release it, anything like that.
Yep.
There is nothing you can say that says that he did it the wrong way.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's allowed to call time on their own terms, and he did it as low key as possible.
Yeah.
There is nothing else you can say.
And the thing on that is that
against it,
not only with AFL but with all sports or any sort of concept of celebrity, is that you can't pretend that you actually know these people because you've watched them play a game of football, or you've heard some sound grabs from an interview they had with someone they don't even know. And so that's why,
except for Jesse Hogan.
Yeah, except for that guy. But that's why we come across where we're saying you're not necessarily supporting or against the people and what they're representing, because you don't know. You have never had a conversation with them, and you're judging it prejudicially on information that is just not correct.
But look, I don't want to go through all this bullshit. The same is true about the crowd of the initial booing incident. Like, you can't prejudge their motivations. After that, once everyone's gone, it's fucking bullshit, that's cunty.
Yeah.
But
I heard somebody say it's like if you're teasing somebody about the colour of their hair, and you kept teasing them, and you think it's funny, they go, "Mate, look, it really hurts me," and then you keep teasing them, you're a cunt.
Yeah, exactly so.
Now, this is infinitely greater than that.
Forward midfielder.
I wouldn't say they're undersold because they get mentioned every time.
But if he was in Melbourne, look, it would be...
He'd be higher than Australian of the Year. Their trade restrictions lifted.
Yeah.
And I think they're being very deliberate about that. So they're going to get somebody like Leuenberger, I think, in.
Yeah.
Probably a few others. They might lose Jeddah.
Yeah.
But if he puts up efforts like Saturday night, they're not going to be too worried about that.
Well, I don't think they're getting value from Jeddah. I think they'll probably look and see if they can shop him around a little bit. If he doesn't want to take a low offer, they'll probably fuck him off.
Yeah, and if Cam McCarthy wasn't so intent on going back to Perth, you'd try and snap him up. Quite smart.
You want to go across the road?
Yeah.
Well, it's Sydney have a bit of a history of getting the late mail in, and
a week's rest. There's no excuses.
It's going to be a really interesting game because Hawthorn have been the favourite, but Freo have been the
sleeping giant.
Well, you can't say sleeping because they finished first.
Yeah.
So it's the grand final game essentially. It's the game that you kind of want for the grand final because then again, West Coast have been fucking brilliant too. So it's going to be an absolute slobber knocker, to borrow Jim Ross.
Jim Ross, yeah. It's going to be interesting because you've got the miserly structures of Ross Lyon versus the out and out attack. I think if both teams play to their absolute best, Hawthorn wins.
Yeah.
Because their best is too good.
I would like to see Sandilands just go, fuck it.
Bang.
Smack every ball, flat chat forward, and have the midfielders just running. Well, if he gets less than 50 hit-outs, I'd be shocked.
Well, it's not like Hale and McAvoy are great athletes. I mean, they're big bodies and they can try and outbody him. But if he wants to whack it forward 20 metres every time, he's going to.
Yes.
They can't stop him.
I would not be shocked if they played a midfielder just up in that area.
It'd be interesting if they decide Crowley has now served his suspension. So he is free to play. Look, if I was Ross Lyon, I'd play him. Because look, the things against Crowley is he's 12 months out of the game, so he lacks match fitness. there is no doubt if he plays, he goes to Sam Mitchell.
Yep.
Sam Mitchell's not somebody that's going to run away from him.
Well, if not him, then who? I mean,
No one.
Ballantyne's the other bloke they've been using as a tagger, and Mitchell's not going to be bothered by him.
No, you're not going to put Ballantyne on Sammy Mitchell.
No, you need him up forward.
He's just going to push him off.
But I think Sandilands is, if there's a criticism of Hawthorn, it's the ruck. They don't have a superstar ruckman.
No, they've got servicemen.
Yeah, they've got
Done
Luke
terribly.
They've got Luke Longley's.
Yeah.
You know, there's like your job is to stand there, be the big bloke, put your hands up, and then just let the little fellas get.
Apparently,
get
we
on
need
with
5 players in the court, so you just jump on.
it. Pretty much, and that was Luke Longley got championships out of it, so fair fucking play to him.
But Michael just said, "Can you understand me?" Yes. Will you do what I say? Yes. You're in, son.
You're in, son.
Exactly, and that's what Hale's kind of trying to do. Do you understand me? Kinda.
I say, like he wasn't Bogo, he'd tell him to get fucked. The fuck are you talking to?
But yeah, I mean, Sandilands is the X factor of that game for me. If Freo are going to win, they need to win it because Sandilands is smart.
Yeah.
Which is.
And the thing is, they talk about Crowley not having form to go in the finals, but the thing is, his key quality is being a cunt. I think it's kind of innate.
Yeah.
You know? I don't think it's really a form thing.
It's not like his kick's going to be a little bit off.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Don't care.
It's like your sledging, mate. It's just not quite on tap.
Yeah. Any team, I reckon any team would have him in their side. Without a doubt. This week. But I think it's the least risky risk they could take.
Yeah. Actually, it was crowded. Apparently, he's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Seen him when he's drunk before. Fucking hilarious.
I believe he would be a give zero fuck sort of dude.
Yeah, remember he's fella stumbling over a cab, having a conversation with a taxi driver. I'll go to it, but yeah. Anyway.
So, I think if this was played at any other ground in the world, Hawthorn would be out and out favourites.
Yeah.
Over at Subi, like Freo, I've tipped Freo for the premiers from round 6.
Yep.
If I wasn't a Hawthorn supporter, I'd probably tip Freo again.
Yeah.
But I'm not.
It's tough. Like, part of me wouldn't mind seeing a Freo maiden flag, but the other part of me thinks that whoever wins that isn't Freo, I can claim as a victory because they're all North Melbourne coaches or players.
And that's true. And the thing is, I'm kind of the same where I'd like to see Freo in a maiden flag, but I'd like to see someone fuck up more than Richmond in the finals. So, see him just, lose at home, go out, have lots of questions over your head, leave us alone during the off-season.
Problem is, if that's what happens, there's a chance they might sack Lyons and you guys will pick him up.
Oh, they'll be under heaps of pressure from the Melbourne media.
And it won't mean shit. West Coast North, then. I checked with the bookies before I came, and West Coast heavy favourites.
They deserve to be.
Yeah.
Look, their dismantling of Hawthorn means that if you're going to win the flag, you need to beat them.
I think they went from third in the betting to outright first after flogging Hawthorn.
Okay. Yeah.
Like almost overnight.
Yeah.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They did all that without Pritis.
Yep.
McGovern with an injured shoulder. Like, they were probably 10% off their best and just killed Hawthorn, who did have issues as well, but
any issues they had were forced on them by West Coast.
Exactly. So if I'm betting the house, I can't put on North Melbourne, but these blokes have been underrated from 1937. So look, they'll put up a good account. Will they get over the line? I don't know, but they might decide the premiership by just smashing the shit out, and you end up with McGovern, Pritis, and everyone injured.
Yeah, look, I think West Coast will win, but I mean, I didn't think North would even go close to making finals. So they're just the little engine that could.
Little engine that could.
Yeah.
Look, I think West Coast will do it pretty comfortably, but like we said, this is the North of the first team to finish 8th and make a prelim.
Yeah. It reminds me of a movie. Like, you get that old patched up team that always struggling on the fringe and just managed to fluke it and pull something out of the magic hat.
Yeah, they'll show, the club rooms are an old Avco hut. And even though they've
montage into it, turn into something fantastic.
Yeah. Brent Harvey's there sweeping under the benches for coins.
Goldstein's producing.
It would be hilarious, I think, that if it was North versus Hawthorn grand final.
I was going to mention that too.
All these cancelled charter planes. It would be pretty hilarious.
They'd be. Oh, you would have a right. I reckon WA would secede.
Yeah.
They'd be like, fuck you, we're our own country now, you can fuck off. We're playing Western Australian Football League.
So
Waffle.
All these pissed off miners have taken annual leave to get this weekend off. They're just flown out and gone, fuck this shit.
Barley's going to burn to the ground. Okay, so we said at the start we'd have a look at our pre-season predictions. Let's see. Brenton.
All right, here we go.
You've got Hawthorn to finish first. Well, they finished top 4.
Yep.
You got 3 out of 4 out of the top 4.
All right.
Hawthorn, Port, Fremantle, Sydney. So out of 5 to 8, you got Geelong, Gold Coast, North Melbourne, Richmond. So you got,
That's all right.
hey, three out of 4 in the top 4.
I got to stop being so hard on myself.
Yeah, 5 out of 8.
It's not bad.
Let's see.
I was way more retarded than that.
I've got the same as you, but I've also got Gold Coast and Brisbane in the top 8. So just missed out there. Who finished 17th and 16th, I think.
Shit, where did I put Brisbane? I talked them up at the start of the season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, you didn't.
No.
Let's see. 18, 17, 16, 15.
Well, who would have thunk? Turns out I'm full of shit.
And Josh, you got
I got
Hawks.
4.
You got Port, Hawks, North Sydney. So you got 2 out of the top 4, right?
We'll put this up on our website as well, so you can actually follow along when we're going
And
through
you
this.
can laugh at us because
Yeah.
obviously we don't know shit. I had Freo 5th.
Yeah, and they finished first. So,
So I
yeah.
hope we're funny, guys. We've got no viewers next year.
I had Geelong in there, which, they just missed out. And then I had Gold Coast and GWS because I'm a fucking idiot.
Well, GWS were close, but I
Yeah,
mean,
injuries too. GRS got
yeah,
spanked.
Mumford fucked up my predictions.
but hey, none of us had West Coast in the top 8.
Hey, I had West Coast
Shit.
9th, which is much better than you guys had them.
So
Well, we
it's
got-
true.
And they're, premiership
You had them
favourites.
12th.
So, how do we go on the other end? Well, Josh, you didn't even have Richmond or Adelaide in at all. We had Saints. We had Melbourne coming bottom for Brenton. I had Saints and Josh had Saints.
But the second bottom there, it's the most telling when me and you picked Western Bulldogs.
Bulldogs, yeah.
Where are the Bulldogs? I had the Bulldogs, 10th?
Yeah, a lot fucking
11th.
closer than the rest of us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Carlton, I was closest to picking the wooden spoon. Oh, where have you got Carlton finishing that high? That's silly. Anyway, trade stuff. This, I think, is going to be the biggest trade week ever.
Yep.
Have a look at some of the names that are up for grabs. You got Dangerfield, obviously. Dixon
Yep.
is in there from Gold Coast.
McCarthy.
And I think
McCarthy.
the trading in of experienced talent, and doesn't have to be at the peak of their career, but sort of the role makers. People are looking
Yeah.
at pilfering them from other clubs these days is a much more viable option to completing the team.
Yeah, like Stevie J.
Stevie J, exactly.
Stevie J's up for grabs.
And when they said, I think I mentioned it last week, where Ablett was trying to position Gold Coast to get him. I think it was a good fit.
Yeah.
Good fit.
I agree, solely because every team needs that player who can keep their teammates in line. And
Yeah.
you think you got some young lad running around being a cheeky shithead. You think Stevie J's not going to punch him in the fucking
Yeah.
nose?
Yeah, mate, I'll tell you about being a cheeky dickhead.
Yeah.
I wrote the fucking book on it.
Exactly.
Don't get caught, motherfucker.
Jump the fence like this. You got Jay Carlisle is up for grabs.
Yeah, true, actually.
Harley Bennell,
Yeah, actually, Harley Bennell down the Tigers would be fucking fantastic.
He would be, absolutely. And
Chris
And
Yarran.
the thing is, all that players are already crafted,
Yarra and the
so
Tigers can be interesting.
you don't got to worry about culture. Like, we're already all fucked up. It's all good.
Well, I mean, you kept Dusty Barton and Jakey King out of jail. That's not a bad effort. So there's
did.
a track record there.
Didn't go too good with Cracker, but,
Well,
try.
He
had
he legged
history.
it.
I mean, we had to get rid of Conlon to keep, not Conlon, Connery. Yeah,
Okay.
to keep Martin. Remember, they were going out and causing
Oh,
trouble. And they
yeah,
went,
yeah,
actually,
yeah.
you can fuck off, Connors. We'll keep Dusty.
That's right. That's right. Dusty, you're suspended for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
You're done, champ.
That's right.
So
yeah.
I think they're not really scared about taking on those troubled players. So
Well, I think a big reason for that's Mark Williams.
exactly, yeah. I completely agree.
Choco, I quite imagine him being the scary sprayer.
Fuck yeah.
But also, he's been very proactive by all accounts.
Yeah.
He's taken the young lads out and said, here's Melbourne, and just,
Yeah.
here's how you get around it. Which is,
Well, yeah, it was on the top of the Westgate Bridge at the time, and he had them dangling over. And he said, "You fuck up, I'm letting go."
which is, you've seen a lot of problems with players that want to go home. So he's
Yep.
tried to make them feel as home as they
Yeah.
can in
Yep.
Melbourne
By beating the shit out of them.
which is so you've seen not many players have had that go home factor from Richmond. And I think you got to
since
say
he's got on board. Actually, that's true.
Not a bad effort,
and he has that respect of not only in Richmond but from the whole league, from the players who does a lot. Not only for Richmond players, but in general, sort of a youth coordinator kind of role. You know what I mean? He's always out there with the youngsters. He's not so much the front leading coach role that he wants to do anymore. It's more development.
You see him on the boundary line in the final. Trying to rev up the crowd as well.
Yeah, I did like that. The crowd's starting to wane a bit, and he's up there, punching the air.
Get him up, get him up.
Throwing the hands in the air, and I'm thinking, fuck, no, do that.
And to be honest, it's not such a silly thing. It's pretty important what a crowd can do for a team.
Adrenaline's a scary thing.
Yeah.
I think this is. I can never not recall a bigger number of quality players up for grabs.
Yeah.
Looking for new
Bennell, Carlisle, McCarthy, Dangerfield alone, you can build a team around those four easily.
Yeah.
And a damn good team.
The thing is, it's just trying to spread them out, and not keep them in the same good teams, because obviously there's good
Yeah,
players.
they could still all end up at Sydney.
Sydney will pick them all.
Yep.
They'll be on 10-year deals.
They still have that Coke allowance, whatever it is.
Cola.
It's winding down.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
very confusing how they do it.
Yeah.
But Leuenberger, we haven't mentioned him. Stefan Martins mentioned
Stefan Martin, yeah.
he wants to go home, but he's still contracted, so he might stay.
And about another 35 Brisbane Lions players want to piss off somewhere.
Aish,
And down at GWS, like we said, Cam McCarthy.
They
They denied his trade request, and his manager came out and said, I do not want to represent GWS. That's a strong statement.
Yeah, I mean,
really strong statement for a club that's fucking 2 years old.
Managers can be, they're 4 or 5. Managers can be said to, talk shit sometimes just to pump up their own tyres and, try and get a higher price for their players. But that's pretty definitive.
That's sort of a full stop at the end of that one.
I don't think there's any gilding the lily there.
Yeah.
That's not playing hard to get. That's calling for an AVO.
Yeah, exactly. It's like your girlfriend going, well, fuck you then.
Anyway, I think that's about all we've got. Unless is there any other issues? Let's have a look that you had to go through.
What did I can remember?
There was good news this week that the Hawthorn Clash jumper won't be brought out against Freo.
Yep.
Thank fuck for that. 'Cause
Although
I don't think anybody
apparently
wants to see
it might be used in the grand final.
The thing is, if you need a uniform to tell who's your teammates, you can fuck right off.
Well, they've got to sort out for the 98-year-olds that are watching on standard definition.
Yeah, this
TVs.
is true.
Oh, the other thing, Asada rears their ugly head again.
Oh, yeah.
Coming down on the Swans heavily.
I reckon.
Yeah, 2.5.
Because they didn't update their address book.
Is that what it's for?
Yep. They had old addresses or something. So I don't know. Asada wants to put people in trees and spy on them in their bathrooms or some bullshit.
Some players slept over at his missus' house too many times and he didn't tell them. That's all it is.
That's actually the NSA.
They checked his Instagram. He hadn't turned off location. They're like, mate, that's too many nights.
Red flags go up.
The problem is, you can imagine the Sydney supporters reading that first part of the title, Swans and Asada breach, and just the amount of people who've just shat their dacks right there.
Yeah.
They've gone, oh, not this shit again. And Essendon would have been like, fuck yeah, someone else in trouble. Oh, ball bag, it's already over.
The funny thing is that I read the headline, and then at the end it says, fine, $2,500. Didn't bother reading the article. Not interesting.
No. Well, at least it's over.
At least they're not the NSAC.
NSAC.
Nevada State Athletic Commission.
Fucking 5 years for
Nick
Diaz.
Diaz, 5 years and $150K fine for smoking weed. Holy fuck, man.
He passed 2 out of 3 tests.
Yeah, and he passed the 2 legitimate ones.
Yeah, what fucking moron needed to test him 3 times?
They're the same motherfuckers that trying to kill Johnny Depp's dog at the border. Fucking savages.
Savage. So it's going to be a very interesting preliminary final week. Jeez, I can nearly get that
all
out.
out of Melbourne too, so
Yeah,
bored as shit.
All in Perth.
Yep.
So MCG's just going to have plenty of time to get ready.
I'm starting to get scared. About the off season. What the fuck are we going to do?
Cricket's going to be ordinary this year. I think the West Indies are coming out.
Are they?
Yeah, they're going to get flogged.
Shit. Yeah, they love the sun too much out here.
Yeah.
They enjoy
Depends
themselves
on
too
how many
much.
of them go home. Brian Lara came out for a season, knocked up a chick, married her, and he's still here.
Still one of the best commentary pieces was, I can't remember who was, Michael Holden or something, when they're talking about Lara naming his kid Sydney.
Sydney.
And he's like, it's lucky they didn't make it in Lahore.
Lahore, yeah.
Well, that's kind of the problem. How bad must West Indies be when you move to Australia and go, fuck it, I'm going to Adelaide?
Yeah, that's true.
That's where he's living now. I didn't know that.
Apparently. I might have made that up, I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's on as fact.
Yeah, but off season. We'll have trade week to
Yeah.
talk about, and then that's gone. Hopefully, even Mad Monday's been very subdued. by most of the clubs this
it's
year.
been two people not doing a whole lot.
I saw
Yeah, no dildos in Fed Square or nothing.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, Geelong still go all out, and
Yeah.
for my money, I reckon Brisbane did them on the costumes. There were some fantastic
there
costumes.
were some ones there.
But I saw some photos of Sydney's Mad Monday today.
Yep.
Reece Shaw put on a cricket kit. Yeah, that's about it.
And to see Sydney have got no excuse because they've got like 8 NRL teams in their town. Like, there's no way they're doing anything more crazy than those guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Not a chance.
No one's, and it's not like anybody walking down the street knows who they are anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I remember being down Chapel Street like out one night when the New Zealand team was in there. And fucking hell, man, there was a fight, and you had to get the bouncers from the other clubs down the street to come in and break it up.
It's always going to happen.
It's a way to empty a club.
And
Fucking oath.
half of them were related to the players.
So if we don't have off-field scandals, I mean, it's going to be pretty...
The thing is,
there's
if
a
we
fair
don't have
chance.
off-field scandals, imagine the bullshit the media's going to make up.
Yeah,
It's going to be crazy.
we can do that.
Yeah,
They're going to run out of... If once Dangerfield makes his call too, they're
Yeah.
going to run out of...
Maybe we should get like a more legitimate name than Clicking Balls, so like the Onion,
Yeah.
so we can put out news stories that
people might
pick up.
believe.
Yeah,
maybe we
believe.
should try and see if we can do like Dangerfield did. You know, send out a bullshit tweet and try and get the mainstream media to pick it up.
When he had to go at Jack Gunston.
Yeah. And everyone was like, "Oh, former teammates fighting," and then he comes back with, "We got him, mate."
I think you only have to look at Dangerfield's Twitter feed for 5 minutes to realise he likes to take the piss.
Yeah.
Anyway.
More power to him. I love to see that.
Yeah, fucking oath.
Yeah, take advantage of him. Fuck him.
Anyway, that'll about do us, I think, for preliminary final week. We've got All Australian coming up the next couple of days. That'll be interesting to see who gets in there and who's robbed because of bias.
Yeah. So
So hang on, Brownlow next Monday night. We're going to do a
Monday night.
live from the Brownlow, the review of the week's footy and the Brownlow.
Hopefully this stream doesn't crash halfway through like it did tonight.
Yeah.
I think that's because I was clicking shit.
Yeah, well,
So yeah, next Monday night, live for the Brownlow, and if not, you can listen to it afterwards anyway on where are we? SoundCloud,
SoundCloud,
iTunes,
Acast,
yeah,
iTunes.
clickingballs.com.
Go to our Facebook and we put them up there.
and
No excuse not to be downloaded.
if your team is finished up for the season, we'll start our end of season reviews. Next
Yeah,
week.
we'll
Yeah,
get
get them on the way.
Yep.
All right, cheers, guys.
All right,
Have
thanks.
a good one. See you next Tuesday.
Peace. To completely drain you. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do.